Hey everyone, this is Andrew, also known as ama0330 on the tables, back with you for Poker Savvy Plus, and you are currently watching part 2 of my Loan Limit 25 video series, in which I explore the concept of value betting. If you missed part 1, I recommend you go back and watch it. I think there were some pretty interesting hands and some pretty interesting concepts involved in that first part, so go back and watch it. For those of you who are just jumping in, this is sort of 1/3 of the way through a 90-minute session that I played. So this then flows on from the video which I made before. The concepts which we're talking about are keeping it simple, playing a tight, sort of solid tag style, and really exploiting your opponent's tendencies to call down too lightly when you do have good hands. Whoop, and just put that back down. Okay, so I'm just going to get straight into it and start up the video again. You remember we left when all of these blue boxes started coming up on the screen and annoying me. I've since learned from Sauce in the forums that you can actually turn them off, so yeah, thanks for that tip. I will definitely be turning them off in future because they're like super annoying, which is really bad. Okay, so I call the 5-6 of hearts on the button. I think it's a reasonably standard call three-way. Against an unknown player, I would be a little bit more hesitant to call it just heads up. The reason being that I'd like to know a little bit about my opponent's raising range before I start getting speculative. But three-way, I'm getting far better odds to come in, and I also have the button, of course. So I think it's a perfectly playable hand in position three-way. I flop the open-ender. I am counterfeited by clubs, but that's just, I mean, it's not a huge concern of mine because I think a flush draw is a reasonably thin part of his range, but it is something that I'm sort of aware of. Then one Andrew kind of bets reasonably small into the pot. He bets 175 into 320. That can be a lot of different hands. It can certainly be, I mean, I think the bulk of his range is just continuation betting, you know, like something like King Jack, King Queen, 10-9, whatever, something that missed. You know, he can definitely have an ace. I think he would sort of bet a little bit bigger. My experience of villains at 25mm is they like to protect. I mean, it's actually quite funny. It's actually sort of correct to bet a little bit bigger on this flop because it is kind of drawy, but I think that a lot of villains at no limit 25 just like to bet big when they have a hand, just because they get a bit excited that they have top pair. So I'm discounting an ace a little bit, like a little bit, because of that. Yeah, so his range here is sort of reasonably wide. You know, I don't think it's like super wide, but it's wide enough for me to call. The other thing that I think is going to happen is he's going to basically turn his hand face up to me on the turn. What I've noticed about No Limit 25 players is they are very one-dimensional. They play pre-flop and then they play the flop, and they have no idea how to play the turn or the river.